Hello, this is Shane Thomas from weekendhandicapper.com. For the previous video, I've talked about the top benefits, the main reasons why you should bet on turf races. In this video, I'm going to tell you some strategies on how to become better at handicapping turf races, how you can win some money by betting on turf races. So, what you want to do when you go to bet on a turf race, when you go to handicap a turf race, one, you want to see if the horse has ran on turf before. It's very important to know how a horse will do when it runs on turf. Did it do well? Did it not do well? Because it might not be suited for turf. Most times it is because they're bred for it. And so pedigree, knowing your turf sires and your turf dams are important when it comes to handicapping turf races. Because if they're trying it for the first time, if they've never been on turf, then you want to know if those bloodlines produce turf winners or how well they do on the turf. So one, if they've been on turf before and how well they did. Two, the pedigree, whether or not their bloodlines suggest that they'll do well on turf if they hadn't been on it before. Another great angle that's kind of correlated to whether or not they've been on turf before is, have they been on this particular turf course at this particular track? Horse for course angle. How well did they race at this particular turf course? Did they do well? Did they not do well? Maybe they don't like it. That sort of thing. So that's usually pretty key if you use that angle. Then you have the trainers. Do the trainers, are they known, or is that their niche? Are they really good at preparing turf horses to win on the turf? Is that one of their strong suits? How well does the trainer do in preparing a horse to run on the turf or with turf horses in general? And the jockey. How well, there's some jockeys that don't do well on turf versus on dirt, and some of them really excel on turf and do better than they do on dirt. So know those kind of key stats, the trainer's stats and the jockey stats. If you kind of do those things and then take the nature of turf racing as it comes, because it's, like I said in the previous video, it's very chaotic a lot of times. You'll get frustrated because of the traffic issues. But if you use those sound fundamental handicapping angles, whether or not the horse did well on the turf before, if it hasn't ever raced on it, check out the bloodlines, the pedigree, see how well the pedigree is, if it's meant to do well on turf or not. Check out if the horse has ran at this particular track, horse for course, and check out how well the trainer does on turf and how well the jockey does on turf. If you do those things, you'll put yourself ahead of the majority of the public when it comes to handicapping turf races. It'll make you a better handicapper when it comes to those particular races. So give those a try, check them out, apply them, and I guarantee you'll do better when it comes to handicapping turf races. Until next time, I'm Shane Thomas, weekendhandicapper.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, like me on Facebook at Weekend Handicapper, and follow me on Twitter. Till next time, happy handicapping and smart wagering.